how to 10x the money you make from your business with Fiverr gigs. So there are some really good Fiverr gigs out there. You just need to know why you're buying them, how they actually impact your business, and how to vet them, because there's also a lot of bad Fiverr gigs that actually hurt your business in the long run and have no effects. I'm also going to go over the escrow system briefly. Whenever you make a payment on Fiverr, the money is held by Fiverr, and then until the buyer says that the seller has delivered the service, Fiverr sends the money. So make sure you explain things to the standard I'm going to tell you when you're communicating with the buyer in advance. In case they have bad English, you need to vet them. And in case they can't deliver your service the way you want, the way I'm going to tell you to deliver it. Because then you'll get stuff that'll hurt your business. So just always focus on protecting yourself when you use Fiverr, and ignore vanity gigs. Focus on things that have a real impact. These are the gigs I'm going to talk about. So number one is EEAT backlinks. EEAT stands for experience, expertise, authority, trust. It doesn't mean anything. What actually EEAT links are basically social media profiles for your business. Why would that help you? Well, we all think there's only like 3 or 10 social media sites, but in reality there's hundreds. And what EEAT links do is they go and they create a profile with the same NAP data, name, address, phone number of your business on all of those social media profiles, with the same description of your business, the same logo of your business, the same links to your website of your business. And that kind of gives you more authority as an entity when Google looks at the data that's available about your business, which helps you rank better on Google search, Google Maps, and makes your website rank better. So that's number one, and it's not dangerous. So backlinks are the most dangerous thing you can buy on Fiverr. This backlink is not. Next is posting bots. So you can also make ones for Instagram and other social media platforms like Reddit, but essentially these are bots that will post every day from ChatGPT and an API. And if you don't have anything active on a social media platform like X or Instagram or Reddit, it's good to run one of these bots, and they'll just post stuff about your business on other subreddits or on your own profile. And it's good just to have it active, and you can customize it really well. And these Fiverr gigs cost around $60 to $120 to set up, and then around $10 you'll be paying directly to the API and to ChatGPT's API to generate the content. So it's also pretty good and safe. Worst case, you may lose the account, so run it on an account that's not your main one for your business, okay, just to test. And if it goes well for 6 months, you can start running it on your main Twitter account or something. So what about logos and graphics? This is extremely safe, and this is one of the safest things, and this is why Fiverr was made in the first place. People were originally using it to hire people to make cheap graphics and logos for your brand. So just pick a guy who has nice style. There's really no risk if you don't like it. or find another seller, and they're really cheap. But it's good if you have the same guy build all your branding, so your branding looks consistent. Haro links is the most dangerous thing on this list, and the thing you need to be most careful of, as well as the blog articles. So EEAT links are backlinks, but there's no risk to them if they do them right. So Haro links are basically help a reporter out. So the actual seller is going to go to a website called featured.com and look for different brands that are related to your website. So let's say you're a plumber. He's going to look for queries asking for expert plumbers' opinions on stuff. And he's going to write using ChatGPT. He's going to take the question the writer is asking and find the prompt and answer it, and then submit it to Featured. And if it gets approved, a link with your name and your business and a small description answering that question will be featured on that website. So that's basically how it works. You can do it yourself first to understand how it works. So go create a featured.com account and then start making applications. It's like $50 a month. Or you can hire a guy and they'll charge you per submission. So you're looking at anywhere between a 10 to 50% success ratio per submission, depending on the seller. And they'll charge you around a rough fee. It could be anywhere from $750 to $250 a month for maybe 20 submissions. So just do it yourself. It's cheaper and faster and easier, but it's very good if you don't know how to do it, to just hire someone to do it. But just make sure they're using Featured, because if they just build you random backlinks, it's going to hurt your profile. And make sure they target sites and queries that are related to your niche. So if you're a plumber, make sure they only write about plumbing questions, and websites that just make content for plumbers and asking plumbers for expert opinions on things. Don't have them start building links for things that aren't relevant to your site or that will actually be bad for your SEO. So number 5 is high quality blog articles. So this is the most dangerous thing on this list probably, but if done well, it's very good. So basically we need articles on our website for SEO. The more articles we have, the more keywords and key phrases we can target that are related to our niche, especially if we're targeting on a global scale. So we're targeting people all over the world or people in a whole country, and we want anyone who searches on Google to find an article that we wrote and then book a call with us or become a customer somehow or call us directly on the phone from that article. So the way this works is they have to first come up with a big keyword strategy and key phrase strategy, targeting around 20 to 100 key phrases and keywords that have low competition with local SEO and keyword tools. So once they have a list like plumbers in Dallas, for example, that's a key phrase, and then they'll write an article about the top 100 plumbers in Dallas, or the top 20, and then maybe your business is number 1 and it's featured and it's from your business site, but it has to be more discreet than that, and it has to be targeting informational topics. So once they have a list of keywords, they start writing a blog post on your website for each one, and hopefully your website is on WordPress, because you'll need to have the Yoast SEO plugin, so you'll tell them this. Number 1, you have to have a good keyword strategy. Give me the whole keyword list. I'm going to ask you to build me 50 articles and write them. There has to be 0 AI detection, 0 plagiarism detection. I'm going to run checks on each article. If it fails, I'm going to open a dispute with Fiverr, and the money's going to be stuck with escrow and come back to me and not go to you as the seller. So also, since I'm going to be using Yoast SEO to check the articles themselves, they all need to get a perfect score on Yoast SEO. So make sure they do that, both in readability and SEO ratings. And also, we need to have good quality images that don't have a very high megapixel count, not megapixel, but like they're not big in terms of their data. So they're only like around 300 kilobytes or 500 kilobytes. Because if you have like 20 images on your article, it's going to slow down the article and hurt the rankings of that article. So they need to be low mega size, so easier to upload, and also have metadata description of each image used that's related to the article. So it's really high quality. There needs to be a table of contents. There's so many standards they need to follow to do this right. They also need to do interlinking, so they link, each article links to another article on the site in a few times. So if there's a part in one article that talks about something else you wrote, there needs to be an internal link back to that other article. And there needs to be outbound links to other websites that are high authority that are also related to the topic you're writing about. So it's very complicated to do this right and to find someone who can do it with all these specifications. Yeah, I said 75 to 120, but if to do it to every specification I just give you and a few more too, you're easily looking at $200 per article, and you'll need at least 60 to a few hundred to make this work, along with backlinks, which you should build yourself on feature.com. So, but you can technically find 2 people to do this. One to build the haro links at the same quality and standard I gave you, and to build the blog articles on your website at the quality and standard I just gave you. Next is spam protection for your contact form. So I'm sure you get a lot of spam emails every day, people trying to scam you, people trying to sell something to you, marketers, etc. So in order to stop that, the way they do it is they have these softwares that scrape business websites and look for the email to link. So remove all that, number 1. And then you can hire a guy in Fiverr in your contact form to add the CAPTCHA or human verification, or just have like a question like, what's the capital of America, for example? And the answer would be Washington, obviously. So that would be a question that the bot that they would have to answer before it can submit a post that would go to your email and contact form. Or another way they can do it is they can have a second email that is kind of like a buffer that stops spam emails getting to your main email. So this is definitely, you should set it up, because you could spend easily hours every week just deleting and blocking emails to your private email domain. Next thing is something I've never seen anyone sell on Fiverr, sorry, but if you do, you should buy it, which is local SEO citation links. I'm not talking about the 1,000 pins in a circle for local SEO that help your business rank higher on Google Maps. No, I'm talking about real NAP data that's consistent citations targeting the same keywords you're targeting. So they go out to Google Business Profile, for example, and they look at your profile and they take your logo, your phone number, your address, the about description, and create citations every month. So you should pay around $50 per citation. A citation is basically a directory listing from another website in that country you're based off. So let's say you're in Australia, it's going to be a directory business website for plumbers. That's like your niche. So, okay, that's one link. They'll go make a profile with the same logo, the same phone number, address, everything, and they do it consistently. Usually you want around 5 to 15 of those every month. I've never seen anyone just sell this because that's actual real local SEO, which I've never seen anyone on Fiverr do it right. So that's why I have a local SEO agency, by the way. I'm just going to, before I continue, plug myself a bit. So if you need real SEO services, local SEO services, and you want to get more local customers to find you, and they usually use Google Business Profile and Google Maps as the #1 place, you can book a free call with me at vortexranker.com. We'll come up with a customized strategy for your business. So continuing on, so if you find anyone ever selling this, or you can talk to a seller before purchasing any product and say, can you do this for me specifically? I'll pay you XYZ. That's a good service. Klaviyo, email newsletters. So I'm sure you have a lot of emails from old clients, a lot of businesses do, but you should use that to recapture those old customers into new ones. So for example, it's way easier statistically to resell a client you've sold before than to find a new one. So usually if one person buys from you one thing, it's easier to sell them 6 more things statistically. So the best way to do that is to retarget their emails. So you can make an email list with Klaviyo, which is around $20 a month, and then you're looking at a Fiverr gig to set up Klaviyo. That's going to be around $50 to $150 a month, and you just want to send them 1 email a month, max 2. That's a good offer, and you can use ChatGPT and AI to basically create a custom offer for you with a custom graphic image. You can hire a graphics person on Fiverr to do each month, and then basically it's just an offer that gives them a reason to come back to your business because you know they're interested in your product or service already, so you're just retargeting them. Number 9 and 10 go together, and this does not apply to a lot of local businesses, but this 9 and 10 is usually for businesses that sell something online. So basically maybe you sell a software or a service and you want to target people very specifically all around the world. So you can hire one guy to make a lead list on Fiverr for around $20 to $60 for, let's say, 100 to 500 leads. And then you can hire another guy to do cold calling. And the really high quality cold callers that actually have software that record what they say in the call and then send you to prove that they made each call, because they have audio recording of each call, so you have evidence that they actually did it. They'll charge you per dial. So that means if the person doesn't answer you, they still will count that as a dial. So you're looking at $100 to $300 for 25 to 50 dials. This is very expensive, but let's say you sell a really high-ticket software where if you get a company to start using it, you make a lot of money. This is a good strategy, but always talk to the sellers before you ever hire a seller, because the problem is a lot of them have bad communication. Well, you think that, or maybe you find another service that's not on this list that you think is good for your business because it has a lot of good reviews, but the reality is most people who buy gigs on Fiverr don't know what they're buying, and they don't know what effect it actually even has on their business. So just because you see a lot of reviews talking about how great it is and how fast delivery is, disregard them. Look at the reviews that talk about quality and the effects, and always filter from negative first in the reviews and look at what the negative reviews said first. Okay, that's how you really vet it, and talk to the guy before you buy anything. Talk to the seller. Make sure you have everything in chat agreed upon between you and the seller before buying, because then if anything goes wrong with the escrow system, you're protected on Fiverr. You can open a dispute, XYZ. That's about it. Hopefully you learned a few things about Fiverr and how to use it for your business, and I hope you all 10x and print a lot of cash. Have a great day. Take care.